Hello again, my name's Gabe Zollner. Caught a little bit of Megyn Kelly this evening being the 1st of October 2014. She had a special guest on, and this guest used to pray and practice at the mosque that Alton Nolan was converted in. Well, actually, Alton Nolan, I believe, was converted in prison. The finishing touches were put on by the imam that controls the mosque that Alton Nolan went to. What this individual told Megyn Kelly is that what this mosque does, and I don't believe this is an isolated case, I think they're all like that. What this mosque does is it projects a certain image to the masses. But to the hardcore extremists, it tells the truth. Either convert them, tax them, or kill them. That's what they're taught by the imam. And that same imam, I believe, used to teach his wisdom in Boston, where those two Marathon Boston bombers attended. You know, I've said that all these mosques have to be monitored. The problem is, who's going to monitor them? You're going to go to the Attorney General? You're going to go to the FBI? The FBI has removed any negative connotation to Islam throughout all of their manuals. Every single reference to Islam has been removed. In the FBI manuals, in the CIA manuals, they're purging all the military manuals of any negative reference. Who do you think's doing all of this? Well, I think the guy at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, he's not bright enough to do this all by himself. This, I believe, and I've said this for the last, 2.5, 3 years, goes right back to King Abdullah of Saudi Arabia. He created this monster, the Manchurian Candidate. Folks, we're in real trouble. Try to Google and watch the interview of this individual that converted to Islam, that went away from Islam. Megyn had asked him, when was the last time you were at the mosque? He said in 2011. But there's no question what the population at large sees is not what goes on in those mosques. He talked about the suicide bombers in Israel, and he said that's all they have. That's all the Palestinians have, Hamas has. And that builds unbelievable terror. How couldn't it? They detest Jews. They detest Christians. They detest anyone that isn't a true believer. You know, I had one of my viewers who's a Muslim, based on the comments that he made, and he asked me, do I want to see 1.5 billion Muslims destroyed? Absolutely not. What I'd like to see happen is the ones that don't adhere to the violence become violent and destroy those that are violent. That's what I would like to see happen. Will that happen? Absolutely not. Why not? Well, because, as I've said in other videos that I've posted, if a ISIS radical just chopped off a Christian's head and asked another Muslim who wasn't radical for some assistance, he would receive it. That's why. I don't want to see 1.5 billion, 1.6 billion, but I do think a number of them have to be wasted, turned into glass. That's all they understand. And if America doesn't use the force that it has, America will cease to exist. Barack Obama has to be removed. But who's going to remove him? The only one that can is the Sergeant of Arms. And so far, he hasn't. Try to Google Megyn Kelly's interview with that special guest. It's very riveting. It's very frightening. He's totally and completely honest. They hate us all. They hate anyone and everyone that isn't a true believer. And the only solution for those that aren't true believers is the sword. And their preferred method, decapitation. It's really scary, folks. You know, Megyn said that ISIS is within 4 or 5 miles of Baghdad. Another special guest that she had on didn't feel that Baghdad would fall. There's too many Shiites in Baghdad that'll fight. We'll see, folks. There were Shiites in Mosul too. It fell. We'll see. We are living in very unusual times. I've never seen a country so stressed out as America is because of what's hanging out. And I do mean hanging out. He's not a president. He attended, 41% of the Security Council meetings? Guy's a joke. I gotta believe he's even a big disappointment to King Abdullah. But where's King Abdullah gonna go after the investment that he's made in creating this monster? We're either going to win or we're going to be dead. There is no in between.